Oh boy, this war. This is probably one of my worst slash sloppiest wars I've had in a very long time. I think I could have died in like 3 of my fights very easily. As you can see, I'm using Gwen and Sim Supreme. I'm using Sim for this Terex for a Maestro mini boss that I really regret asking for, and then an AOE Serpent that also just went horribly. Um, I don't think I was ever really in any danger of dying, but I just had very bad stagger RNG, which is like the only annoying part about Sims Kid I know. That's why you want the SIG, and mine is like SIG 80, but I don't even think a SIG 200 would have made that fight going better. Also here, I thought I had all the indestructible charges up, but I guess I didn't. Which was kind of stupid. I am taking boss. It's a shocker boss, and my officer was like, "Well, you want to use Gwen?" I was like, "Sure." Then I did some duels, and I realized, "Oh, Gwen is really good. Let me do this." But yeah, first I have this Longshot with Gwen, and honestly, this is like a very common placement, and it's basically just, oh, you're fighting Longshot the whole fight, and with if you use a decay jump, the wither is gonna, or like all your withers are gonna trigger the masochism region like every single second. Well, if you pay close attention, you see that that region is just a flat out 4-5k, and it could be basically 0 if I were to run Despair, because yeah, you cannot like reverse regen on this node, but you can still cancel it out and make it 0. But this mastery setup does not have Despair, and I'm kind of realizing it mid-fight, and I'm like, damn, this is starting to get really annoying, because I started doing up like pretty decent damage, and now I'm like, damn, I'm not really making a dent into him. It's just gonna be like a stalemate for a while. There, he somehow triggered. Oh, I later found out what it was because it's unfazed. You can see the cruelty buff, but I didn't auto evade or anything, and so I'm fairly sure, and this interaction has been in the game for a very long time, if you just like normally deck something, it sometimes still triggers your auto evade, and which can trigger unfazed. And that's just stupid, because I think it's here to like, I'm clearly dexing this all myself. I'm not letting auto evade do everything, and normally with Gwen, like, she will automatically evade unblockable specials, but I'm pretty sure the special wasn't even unblockable there, and I still triggered unfazed. So I don't really know. I just hate the interaction, and it's never gonna get fixed. So, yeah. The only reason I didn't time out there is because Gwen has a built-in Petrify on her SP2 on the stun, which I think it actually normally reverses regen. It doesn't here, of course, because it can't, but it completely cancelled it out. There, like, the stuff was hitting very hard for like big numbers because of all the unfazed abilities. And it also like reduces their power rate to like basically 0. So yeah, I only really soloed that fight because I noticed it in time and went for the SP2s. So yeah, I didn't really have a section 2, and I just skipped to this fight, and oh boy, there was absolutely no reason for me to take this in hindsight, because the person that basically taxied me here literally had Odin and CGR on the team, which is a counter in and of itself. Then I took this fight without Odin's, so I'm not immune to any of the hazard, which is going to be a lot of chip damage. And I could have just gotten the Odin shock, and this fight would have been so much easier because I could just hit him in his face, keep my staggers up, and get more power, and the fight would just go by way quicker. But I'm pretty sure we also had like at least one onslaught on attack, and onslaught take this fight in like 35 seconds. So I had no reason to take this at all, and I really regret it because it cost me a bunch of potions, and it also almost killed me. Because Sim versus Hazard is fine on most nodes, and it's sort of fine on this node as well, but the main problem here is I can't hit him too much, and because of the Hazard I just melt myself, and I got a bad RNG as well. But the echo prowess is just gonna stack up and up and up. And here I got to another SP3, which is actually really annoying because I had to dex this, and it was quite scary. I'm just spamming my SP3 button, as you can see, but it's like not really gonna do anything. I don't think it does a lot of damage because like I don't have armor up, so the armor breaks up. Because I went from SP3 straight into another SP3, I had no time to actually launch an SP2. But here I'm finally able to. I somehow get tagged there, and yeah, now I finally if the armor breaks up and my damage is actually gonna be good, so the fight is under control now. But it was very sketchy, and like this coming after the Longshot fight, I was like, damn, I'm not having a good time right now. So yeah, up next is the AOE Serpent, and I don't like this fight. I never really had any problems with it. I've taken it like a couple times. I've taken it on my other account with a rank 6 or like an ascended 25 sim, let's say 200. And I literally told the player like, damn, I'm pretty sure a 6-star sim is probably better for this than a rank 3, because a 6-star can actually like reliably spam SP2s. Like you can get like 3 or 4 SP2s off before you get shot to an SP3 again. And with a rank 3 you really just can't do that. I don't have Mordo synergy, which is a very good synergy and it helps a lot. But yeah, I'm still gonna have good appeals one. I'll start at 1.9 bars. So far it's kind of fine, but as you can see, I don't have a single stagger on. I do another combo, I get 1 stagger, and he already has launched 1 SP1. That's the second SP1. And he's gonna launch a third SP1. I wasn't able to get my SP3 off before my first blessing rotated. That's his SP1 number 3. And then I just realized, okay, well, I'll launch it. I'm not sure if I was at 100 potential. But AOE is stacked up a lot now. So his power grade, power gain, everything is gonna be a lot more. I'm gonna crit less. I'm just gonna do a lot less damage. And it's just annoying. So, first SP2 does good damage and I get shot to another SP3. Of course. And I think like basically once you get to SP3, SP2 off, the fight is completely locked down until he triggers the sick, and then you're just gonna have to maneuver around it, but it's not gonna be fun anyways, because I'm pretty sure this is like gonna either push him into immortality or become like very close to it. And then once the immortality triggers with all the stacks he gained from AoE, it's just gonna be to tank a bunch of SP2 fast and rely on your SP2 protection. Yeah, I didn't want to use the relic because I wanted to use my relic to stall out immortality. I'm not sure if I even end up doing that. But yeah, so far so good. I'm at 100% health. He's at 1. He's gonna trigger. I don't think he even triggered the sick there, but he might have because he's at 2% now. Sim Screen is the ridiculously overpowered protection cap. It's like 5% with 7. And you can see like the power gain is a lot, and I'm not even doing that much damage. I have to SP3 again to get my protection back up. But honestly, this fight, looking back at it, this did not go as bad as I thought it would. It just was very long because of all my own SP3s and all his SP3s. And I was kind of like, well, I've taken this fight in like 1.5 minutes before, and it's just taking forever and ever now. And I just got impatient. But yeah, the fight's over now, 2.5 minutes. Yeah. Lucky we didn't really have to worry about time. Yeah, Shocker Boss with Gwen. I have penny synergies, so I'll start off with 4 spider charges, and then the symbiote speed synergy will increase the cap by 1, so I'm able to get 6, and additionally I will get like 10% attack rating for each charge. So I have like more than 50% extra attack. I did my duels, I noticed I could sidestep him, so my initial goal for this fight was to use like full yellow bar it. I make like one dumb mistake and I end up not full yellow barring it. And apart from that, basically don't launch your special when he has 50 charges. And I will in fact at some point launch my special when he has 50 charges. I think it's here. I'm like, normally you are able to do that, but because I did like a light earlier, my combo is different. So that light there was my second light and not my first. And then I kind of assumed I got the Fiber Shock charges below 50 again, but I didn't. So I threw that into auto block. But apart from that, this fight is completely unlocked now. He will throw like 1 or maybe 2 extra SP1s, but apart from that, I'm just completely innovating in the corner. Like the only real risk in this fight is getting tagged and then getting stun locked. But Gwen is like a 50, like basically right now, like it's like a coin toss whether or not I will evade his incoming attacks because of all the spider charges. So that's like a pretty decent fail safety net. And besides, he cannot crit. And I think his mediums do like 10k to me. This SP2 did absolutely horrible damage. But yeah, that's basically it. I would love to take this fight again and try to do it better because she is a really good and fast option. So yeah, we won this. They triple KO to Path 3 Vision in like the first 10 fights, so the win was locked in from the very start. But in our case, we are still first based on attack bonuses, and we have like a pretty significant lead on the number 2, which is salty right now because yeah, they died like 5 times this war, but TBT showed mercy and completely choked, and they still won. But yeah, they matched TCN now, so making this it's War 7. I was quite busy doing all the Karinas last 2 days and kind of didn't upload these vids. But yeah, we might match them like War 9 for War Champ. But right now it's just the main priority is keep putting up 0 death wars, make the attack bonus gap as big as possible so we have a cushion in case we do both end up losing. And that's pretty much it. It's 3 wars left, win all 3 and we are first. It's gonna be tough. Though War 7 we have a pretty easy matchup, so it's basically War 8 and 9 that could potentially be really tough. Well, we'll see.